Hi and welcome to Hardware Heaven. Excuse my husky voice, I'm just recovering from horrendous flu. I think it's man flu, I've caught it, it's made me ill, and that's why I sound like this. So today we are going to be reviewing a game, and this game is Batman Arkham Origins. Now I've had a lot of fun playing this game, but I'm going to tell you why and whether I think you should also pick it up. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to give you a bit of advice when playing this game if you do pick it up. I played Batman Arkham Origins on the PC. Now, the combat using a mouse and keyboard isn't that fun. I would highly recommend getting a controller that is compatible with your PC, whether it be a USB Xbox 360 controller or using your PlayStation 3 controller. Either way, I think it is highly recommended that you use a controller when playing this game because the combat is so much more fun. The combos in this game work really well, and using a mouse and keyboard kind of let it down. I found the beginning of the game to be quite quick-timey heavy. Just push through that because it does get better, and the combat and the storyline and everything that is Batman Arkham Origins does get a lot better, but the beginning is quite story heavy and quite quick-timey. I found at the beginning I was like, ugh, is the whole game going to be like this? But I guarantee you it does get a lot better. The voice acting in this game is awesome. Now, the original Batman and Joker have been replaced for the premise of this game because you are actually playing a younger version of Batman. I really like what they did with the voice actors. Troy Baker is awesome. He voices the Joker, and I personally think that they've done a great job in replacing these really well-loved voice actors. Graphically, Batman Arkham Origins is everything I would want it to be. Normally graphics is something I'm really picky about, but I really felt there was nothing that could have made it any better, and it was everything that I expected. The Batman and the Batcave worked well, the facial expressions, all of the villains that you fought and all of the mobs were fine. I didn't want it to be any more than it was, and I think it's a really beautiful game. Arkham City is really pretty, and the only downside to it is sometimes it feels a little bit dead, like there's not that many people around. I think they could have fleshed it out a little bit more because sometimes it feels like you're playing just on your own in this open world city, and the only thing you encounter is either mobs to beat up or the villains that you're fighting, and there's not much of just normal people. Boss fights in this game are really interesting. I had a lot of fun completing them, some of which took me a couple of tries because the way the mechanics work, sometimes various mobs are immune to all of your attacks until you do certain things, using your gadgets, using certain weapons or certain combos. So bear that in mind, that you will have that kind of brawler action feel to it that I absolutely love. As I mentioned, we have weapons and gadgets. This ties into the game really well. You can switch your weapon or gadget on the fly and use it whenever necessary. At the beginning, there's quite a lot of prompts to advise you on how to use these gadgets as more and more are introduced to you. So you do learn how to use them, as well as given ideas of what you can use them for. And then you can use your own imagination and just go crazy because there is a lot of stuff that you can do. Although the term Origins does refer to the fact that it is a prequel to Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, it isn't actually an origin story. It's more of a Batman original plotline, something that you will love if you love the Batman films, if you love The Dark Knight, if you love the previous games, you will enjoy it, but don't expect it to be an origin story to find out where Batman came from and that kind of experience. It is just more of a prequel to the previous Arkham games. There are a few weapons which, if you've looked at other reviews or looked at Let's Plays or anything like that, you will know what I'm talking about, but there are a few weapons that are insta-win. But luckily, these insta-win buttons do come later on in the game, so you do kind of have to work your way through the game to get them. But once that weapon or gadget is achieved, it's pretty much just mashing a few buttons and everyone dies. So bear that in mind. There are challenge modes where you're able to lock off certain weapons and gadgets and things like that. So if you do want to make it a little bit more difficult for yourself, or you kind of want to get rid of the temptation to use that insta-win button, then you can do that. It It was mentioned that there were some frame rate issues with the Wii U, Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, but as far as I can tell, whilst flying through the city and everything like that, there are no problems with frame rate on the PC version. Although I must say my PC is very, very, very high end, so do bear that in mind if you're looking to buy it on a console or on a PC. There are reported problems with frame rate issues when doing certain things in the open world areas. The one thing I really, really liked about this game was all the classic villains and the classic plot lines and everything that you would have remembered if you watched the Batman cartoon series as a kid or you've watched all of the films. Then you will absolutely love it. I love the storyline. Although the combat for me was a little bit hit and miss, it's still a Batman game. I love Batman, so I will enjoy this game, and that's the simple fact of it. If you like comic heroes, if you like fighting villains, and you especially like Batman, then you will enjoy this game. If you're looking for something that's got a really long storyline and it's very in-depth and you're going to come out at the end of it crying, it's not the game for you. But there is 8 hours of storyline, something everyone can enjoy, and much more to experience when that storyline is finished. So I definitely recommend getting it. I'm going to give this game a gold award because it's everything I expected and wanted it to be. Little things could have been polished, but apart from that, I very, very much enjoyed playing this game, and I definitely recommend that you go out and play it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next review. Bye!